I just love our slow motion Mike and Amanda. I think I like them better than the real thing. Our slow motion Mike and Amanda are the coolest slow motion Mike and Amanda I have ever seen. Stand in the middle, they say. If you're joining us online, we're so glad that you're with us tonight. Last week, I had so much fun. Our leaders had so much fun with you guys at Neon Night. We've got something coming up pretty soon for you guys, too. In another 4 weeks, we'll have Flannel Night. And we're going to do, like, lumberjack games. And we're going to serve flapjacks. I am so excited. We're going to bring in cats and wrestle cats named Bear. I'm so excited about Flannel Night, so that's coming up soon for you guys, but it was great to be a little bit more normal together. This last Sunday, we started doing small groups at 9:45 a.m., and I think it's like the first time in forever they said the wrong time. Take that off the air. We will not display that image. At 9:45, and Mike at 9:45, and we would love to have you with us for that. It's different than Wednesday nights. If you never come on Sundays, you could join us, and we've got donuts, and then we split off into like older girls, younger girls, and younger guys, older guys, etc. And have small groups together. And then also, we would love to have you come to next week and bring a friend with you, because we're doing this series called Lost and Found. It'd be great if you bring a friend with you. If you know somebody from school, just have them join you. As things relax a little bit with COVID, then we will relax a little bit, and we're waiting for the day that we could get tables back in here and be at tables together. I am going to give you a chance tonight, before we jump into small groups, to shuffle, and if you find yourself not near the leader that you needed to be with, or the friends that you wanted to sit with or whatever, I'll give you a chance to shuffle, and that might help things a little bit for you if you're kind of isolated, and maybe you're in 6th grade and you're surrounded by seniors or something weird like that, and you're like, they're way out of my league. So we'll give you a chance to move. We're going to play a game right now, and the game is called Lung Power. Who thinks that they have really, really powerful lungs? Who thinks that they're really, really good at blowing up balloons? I see Megan and TJ. TJ, come on up, buddy. Who else thinks that they have really powerful lungs, is good at blowing up balloons? Who else? Come on. Yeah, Adam Grunch, I saw you move your foot. Come on up. He just moved it about an inch. He didn't even mean to. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you're like an ace at this. So here's what you're going to do. You can stand right by this table, and you'll be able to take your mask off. I'll get out of your way. And what you're going to do, I'm going to give you 90 seconds. You're going to blow up the balloon until the sides of the balloon touch this cardboard thing. And then you tie it off. And we're going to see who can blow up the most balloons to that size, almost popping size, in 90 seconds. Is that cool? Let me get my timer. Yeah. So you guys are Team Adam, right? You guys are Team TJ. You're going to have to help him out, and I'll let you know how much time is left on the thing as soon as I get this going. Oh, I'm ready right now. Okay? Wait, I'm not ready right now. Darn it, I got cocky. Doggone it. 90 seconds on the clock. It only goes up to 50. Oh, wait, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Such an idiot. Now it's on YouTube. My wife's like, I've been telling everyone for years. Okay, you guys ready? You ready? Ready, get set, go. All right. It's got a, oh, much bigger, much larger, much more larger. Come on. You could do it. Only 1 minute and 12 seconds left. That's, okay, Adam, you're good? You're good? Tie it off. Don't get it stuck in the hole. Oh, yeah, that counts. It counts. Go. All right, TJ. Any part of the balloon. There you go. That counts. Tie it off. I think it's stuck. Good job. That's 1 for TJ, 1 for Adam. 51 seconds. All right. Fantastic. Any part of it, Adam. You got it. Pull it toward you a little bit. It fits. That's it. Tie it off. That's 2 for Adam. 30 seconds left. 30. It's totally stuck in there for life. Almost, TJ. Almost. Come on, a little bit more. You got it. Okay, we'll give you 1.5. 15 seconds left. It's got to be tied to count. It's got to be tied to count. This is awesome. One's good at blowing them up. One's good at tying them. Yeah, you can pop it. We're going to... Oh, wait, it's time to wake up. Sweet. That's fantastic. All right, give it up for them. We're going to need, give it up for those guys. We're going to need 2 more players. What? Everybody has knives. I'm afraid. This is not a safe space any longer. All right, we're going to need 2 more players. Who's good at this? All right, Megan is good at this. And John said he was better than Megan at Chris said he was better than Megan at this. Come on up, Chris. Megan's going to be brown balloons, and Chris is going to be green balloons. He's like, see if I come to help anymore. All right, here we go. Ready, get set. 90 seconds are on the timer. Actually, 1 minute and 30 seconds are on the timer. Here we go. Go. This side, Team Megan. This side, Team Chris. It's amazing. She is actually full of hot air. She really is. Okay, can we get some assistance, Graham? We're going to need our technical team to rescue us. That's a miss. That's a miss. It is 1-0. It's 1-0 right now with one. All right. Oh, fantastic. She's tying off number 2. Chris still on number 1. All right, number 2. It's 2-0 still. 2-0. Chris has got a slight buzz going. He's feeling no pain right about. No, that's still 0. Sorry, 2-0. All right, are you feeling lightheaded? I feel it. I know I do. Here you go. Almost there. Almost there for 3. Yep. Tying her off her 3rd balloon right now with 20 seconds on the clock. She might possibly get. She's going to blow up 1 for Chris, just to be a helper. It's 3 to, oh, she doesn't have any, she's like not blowing up. Well, green ones count for Chris. And buzzer. That's 3.5 to 0 to Goose Egg. Give it up for Chris. Give it up for Chris. Are they harder? Oops there. All right. Well, that was lung power. We're playing respiratory games during COVID. You guys are using your lung power. Fantastic job. We're going to jump into right now a 1-minute video while I check what's coming after that. Excellent. Watch this. With audio.
Have you ever gotten lost before? Maybe you separated from your parents. It can be scary when you don't know where you are or how to get back home again. And the same thing is true with our faith. We were created by God to be close to the God who made us and loves us. But some of us don't know our Creator yet. And others know Jesus but feel far from Him. In Luke, Jesus tells the story of a sheep who wanders off from the shepherd and the flock. Now the shepherd knows his sheep and realizes that one is missing and drops everything to go find the one. If you and I find ourselves like that sheep wandering off, Jesus is like the good shepherd. Because when you feel lost, Jesus notices you.
Yeah, he does. And we're going to talk more about that tonight. He's always on the spot. We're going to talk more about that tonight and this month, and I'm so excited that Megan Cable is with us tonight to talk more about the fact that Jesus notices you.
and he's aware, and he finds you when you tend to get lost and to wander. We're going to give you a chance right now. We're going to put some mixer questions on the screen. I want you guys just to visit with someone nearby you. But realize that depending on when you came in and when your friends came in, you might have gotten geographically isolated from one another. So right now, for the next minute or two, if you need to just shuffle yourself to be nearer to your friends, we want you to be able to get near them so that for this and for small groups that you're close to each other. Okay? So just take a second. Move if you need to. If you're great where you're at, that's wonderful. Here's a couple questions. When are the times when you're happiest? And if you have a pet, what do you love most about your pet? If you don't, what kind of pet would you want if you had a pet? If you wanted a pet and you had a pet? Well, you know what I mean. Excellent. Thanks, Elizabeth. All right, go.
Hello? Okay. What? Where did that even come from? What? Okay, so now we're going to play another game. So stand up. All right, so keep your masks on and try to distance some. But like this line right here of chairs and the camera right here, that's the middle of the room, okay? So we're going to play Would You Rather. If you would rather do the thing on this side, go to this side, but still stay away from each other. We're not quite there yet. We're getting closer, y'all, but we're not quite there yet. I'm not ready for you to have closeness. Anyway, if you would rather do the other thing, go to the other side, and that's pretty easy, right? All right, let's do it. Would you rather have no knees or have no elbows? So you either have to like... Sorry, guys. I was looking at the screen. Have no knees. Have no elbows. So you're like walking like this, or you can't. Yeah. You wouldn't be able to walk at all, even like this? Oh, all right. All right. Okay, so it's a resounding elbows. Y'all would rather have your knees. All right. Okay, what's next, Trevor? Eat a dog. Oh my goodness, my daughter, where is she? She's eat a dog, go to prison for a year. I got anybody who goes over here, my daughter will have a word with you. I know. Really? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. That's pretty split down the middle. My husband went over there. All right. Have feet that turn into skates. Ooh, that sounds fun. have fingers that shoot out spaghetti? I don't know if it's dry or boiled. I don't know. I mean, dry spaghetti, that's like a weapon. That's like slightly less dangerous than Wolverine. Right? Right? We got these guys over here. How many of y'all had Heelys? How many of y'all wore Heelys when those were a thing? No? John did. Mike did. Is that like, are y'all too young for Heelys? Do you not even know what I'm talking about? Oh, you weren't allowed? That makes sense. I've met your parents. All right, live in a world. Oh, what? Where? Why? Oh my gosh. Okay, live in a world without bacon. Live in a world without ice cream. Where are the balloons coming from? That's terrifying. All right, live in a world without bacon? Really? I think I would do without ice cream before I'd do without bacon. Love bacon. All right, what's next, Trevor? Get paid $1 million to have the word idiot tattooed on your forehead. Be a movie star that makes no money at all. I don't really like either one of those options. All right. That's pretty evenly split. Okay, so these are the people that would have idiot tattooed on their forehead? She makes a good point. You could have it removed with $1 million. All right, what's next? Take an all-expense-paid vacation anywhere on Earth. Go to the moon. I think I would take the vacation. Okay, so just a few of y'all going to the moon? I mean, okay. All right, what's next? Oh, fun fact about the moon I heard yesterday. Did you know that when they put the flag on the moon, and then as soon as they took off on their spaceship, the engine blast knocked it over? True story. Okay, would you... Thank you! Would you rather have 10 cars of your choice or have a private jet but no cars? I mean, in the United States, we really could stand to walk more anyway. Yeah. Okay. All right, what's next? Have a unibrow. I have one of those. Or have no eyebrows. Dude, you can get a unibrow waxed. I know this. Well, that's true. You can also have, yeah. I don't know.
It's in now, unibrow.
All right. What's next? All right. Have clowns for neighbors. Have tarantulas that live in your house. Oh, I know how my husband feels about that one. No spiders. Oh, y'all. He's terrified of clowns. Log that away. That could be fun. All right, what's next? Have lobster claws from the elbows down. Have spider legs from the waist down. Spider legs. That's creepy. There's like a superhero villain that's like that, isn't there? Like one of the... No, not Spider-Man. A villain. Then there... Okay, whatever. All right, y'all go back to your seats. But you can stay standing. We are going to shift gears now, and we're going to go into a time of worship. So prepare your hearts for that. But I want to talk, the song that we're singing tonight is called Reckless Love. And when this song first came out, there were like some people that were like, oh, you can't say God is reckless. That's a bad thing. But no, God is not reckless. But the love that God has for us is beyond any human logic. It doesn't make any sense that he would leave the 99 to rescue us. It doesn't make any sense that he would climb any mountain, kick down any wall, light up any shadow. It doesn't make any sense that he would send his son to die for us. But he did. That's how big and how powerful and how overwhelming God's love is for you. So if you don't know how deep and how powerful that love is, all you have to do to know it is to step into relationship with him. So as we sing this song tonight, I want you to listen to those lyrics, and I want you to try to understand how big and how deep a love like that is, and know that that's how much God loves you.
Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found. Leaves at 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, till you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Yeah. Now is your foe, still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me. I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You have been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found. Leaves at 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, till you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down,
Hi, guys. Oh my gosh. That was the first in-person worship I've been to since last year, and so that got me. Also, I just had a baby, so I'm like really emotional. It's fine. So yeah, I haven't seen you guys since like March of last year, and so the reason is because I like introduced this super cute little baby into the world. Like, hey, this is Denver. I'm obsessed with him. So like that's my own icebreaker just to start us off tonight. So with that being said, we are starting a new series today called Lost and Found. So have you guys ever lost something? If your answer is no, you're totally lying. So things that can get lost all the time. I don't know, shoes. Maybe it's a school project. Maybe you completely lose your train of thought. Maybe you're like somebody in this room who often asks where something is that they frequently lost. I'm not naming any names, Mike Cable, but they often ask where their wallet or their keys are. Hey, Mike, there you are. You left your wallet on the kitchen table. So you drove illegally, for one. For two, I'm going to Target after church. Sorry. I'm not sorry. It'll be fun. So there are tons of reasons why we lose things. Sometimes we're careless. Sometimes we just get distracted. Sometimes we're just lost because we're in like a whole new city and we don't know where we're going. We don't know what we're doing. So there's this amazing running joke in my family that anytime my mom drives us somewhere, whether she has directions or whether she doesn't, she gets us lost. So for my 6th grade birthday, my friend Molly and I were going to Build-A-Bear with my mom. It was super exciting. She got us so lost that we got there 5 minutes before they closed. Like, way to spend my birthday, Mom, thank you. So anytime we go somewhere, we are getting lost. So it's kind of fun to tell stories like this now because, you know, it's now. But it was not fun in the moment. It was stressful. Do you ever get lost in the grocery store? You like lose your parents, like when you were a kid, or maybe like last week. So maybe you took a wrong turn. Maybe you lost your friends in a crowd. And it can be kind of scary in that moment to feel lost. And also, who are you going to trust to even ask directions for to go somewhere else? So for the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about things that get lost and how they get found. It's not really going to be a tutorial on how you find stuff, but it's going to be about how we get lost, how others around us get lost, and how we can all be found again. So in high school, I was in marching band, I was a cheerleader, I played singles and doubles tennis, I was in the television production class, I also did their externship whenever I was a senior in high school, I was on the newspaper staff, I did multiple clubs, and then outside of school, I was also an 11-year Girl Scout. That was not super fun. Maybe a little sometimes, but not. I was also in a Christian service organization called the International Order of Rainbow for Girls. That's a mouthful. And then I also was an active member of my youth group. I went to this Centrifuge summer camp. I went to every winter retreat. And then not only that, I'd go to every fall mission trip, and then I was on the fall missions board. So all of that, I kept a 3.9 GPA in high school, and then I also had a minor social life, an occasional boyfriend, and then every Friday night summer party over at my friend Molly's house, the same Molly who got lost with me at Build-A-Bear. So with all of that in mind, I thought that college was going to be a piece of cake. So my freshman year, I went a week early to move in. I did that so that I could know where my classes were, I could print off my syllabi, I could find an on-campus ministry, and then I could also go through sorority recruitment. So at the end of that week, I chose my sorority, my sorority chose me, it was super great. I also learned that they had weekly Bible studies and that they had a very strict GPA requirement. So I truly felt that I was absolutely set up for success in college. I quickly learned that the reason I was so successful in high school was because my parents had set up very strict boundaries and strict rules, and that helped to keep me in line so that I could be successful. And when I got to college, I was completely on my own. So when I started out strong, things were going great. I made it to class. Everything was going fantastic. And then I would start to say, I kind of want to take a nap for class today, so I'm not going to go. And then that slowly morphed into, when was the last time I went to astronomy? And then things would happen like some of my sorority sisters would say, hey, let's go shopping. And then I would prioritize that over going to class and homework. And then my social life became my number one priority. And my priority was figuring out what I was doing Thursday night through Saturday night. So part of me tried to keep my feet on the ground. Sometimes I would take a week out of a month and I would go to all my classes. I'd make sure all my homework got done. I would go to church. I'd spend time with my positive friends that are actually going to be pictured in a second. So that was me in college. Woohoo! And so those two girls were two of my really close friends that tried to keep me in line and tried to keep a positive influence on me. But overall, I fell prey to the fun college life that it has to offer. At the end of my first semester, my GPA was a 1.75. And then my sophomore year became even worse because I'd lost complete control of my own self. I failed an entire semester. Every single class was an F. So my priorities had shifted from a relationship with God, spending time with positive influences and doing all of my schoolwork, to alcohol-filled weekends and huge parties and skipping every class. When I tell you how embarrassed I am to tell you that part of my 2 years of life, I'm uncomfortably embarrassed. Because that's not who I am. That's not the person that you know. That's not the person that I knew. That's so out of character for me as a person. I was very, very lost to who I was. So when it comes to your faith, there's so many reasons that you might feel lost. But you were created to be close to a God who loves you and cares for you. But some reasons that we can get lost are that some of us don't know our Creator yet. Some of us know Jesus, but we wander and we kind of make some bad decisions that can bring us into an uncomfortable place. Or some of us know Jesus, but we're just struggling with what we believe and we might be in a difficult situation. And in every single one of those situations, we can feel lost. So for the next 4 weeks, we're going to be hanging out in one chapter of Scripture, and this chapter has a series of stories that Jesus tells to kind of get his point across and to teach us some really important truths. And so the stories that he tells, they're not historical stories, they're parables. So they're the stories that he made up to point out that important truth. So today we're going to start in Luke 15, 1 through 2. And it reads, "Now the tax collectors and sinners were all gathering around to hear Jesus. But the Pharisees and the teachers of the law muttered, 'This man welcomes sinners and eats with them.'" So basically, the Pharisees of Jesus' day, they were religious leaders who were hyper-focused on following the laws that were written in the Jewish scripture that were given by God. And these laws were important. They weren't inherently bad. They were given by God to keep his people safe and healthy and not get lost. And so in Jesus' opinion, the Pharisees had taken these rules way too far because it had made them arrogant. It had made them self-righteous. It made them look down on other people. And they really were just being super dismissive. So the Pharisees were so obsessed with God's law that they missed God's heart. And so that would upset Jesus because they were not following things with love and compassion and showing other people that love that they needed. But to the Pharisees, it seemed like Jesus was always breaking those laws because he would spend the Sabbath healing people, or he would sit down and have a meal with people they saw to be sinners. So instead of dismissing the Pharisees for being jerks, Jesus instead sits them down and tells them these parables so that they could understand and they could think a little bit differently. And this first one that we're talking about today is about sheep. So Luke 15, 3 through 7 says, "Then Jesus told them this parable. Suppose one of you has 100 sheep and loses one of them. Doesn't he leave the 99 in the open country and go after that lost sheep until he finds it? And when he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home. Then he calls his friends and neighbors together and says, 'Rejoice with me, I have found my lost sheep.' I tell you that in the same way, there will be more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who do not need to repent." So we don't know why that sheep wandered away. We don't know whether it was genuinely getting lost, or it was following another sheep and just decided, I'm gonna follow that sheep, or he really was running away. We don't know why. We just know that the sheep was away from the safety of its shepherd. So before we go farther, this is the type of things that the shepherd did in the story that Jesus describes. So even though there were 100 sheep that the shepherd was taking care of, he noticed when just one was missing. And if you think about a whole herd of sheep, you just see a bunch of fluff. You don't really notice when one is missing, but, see, funny, thank you. But Jesus did, or the shepherd did. He noticed when one was missing. So even though the shepherd knew that it was going to be difficult, he searched for that lost sheep until he found it, and he never gave up on it. And when he found his lost sheep, Jesus didn't say that the shepherd yelled at it, reprimanded it, made fun of it. He said that he lovingly carried it home and rejoiced. So what does this parable mean? Who is the shepherd? Who are the sheep? In Isaiah 53:6, it says, "We all, like sheep, have gone astray. Each of us has turned to our own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all." So if you and I are that wandering sheep, and Jesus said that God is like the good shepherd, what he's saying is that when you feel lost, Jesus notices you. So I woke up one Sunday morning after a long night of drinking, and I didn't know where I was, and I didn't know how I got there. And that realization slapped me across the face. The girl who went away to college and found an on-campus ministry, who joined a Bible study, who was so deeply involved in her studies, what would she say when she looked in the mirror? I called my roommate and asked her to come pick me up, and I knew she was going to church that morning, and I said, "Jess, I need you to take me to church with you," because I knew what I needed, and I knew who I needed. I just had to have the courage to ask for forgiveness. I had to have the courage to ask to be found. So because at that point, I'd really taken my life so much into my own hands, and my decisions had become so destructive that I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't know who the girl was in the mirror. And so that day I went home and I made some really big decisions. I wrote a resignation letter and went from an active status to an inactive status in my sorority, not because sororities are bad, but because it had become something that was impeding my focus, and I was putting that as a priority over everything else in my life. And then I also, I moved out of my sorority house. I moved into an apartment with a friend of mine who had been in my youth group in high school. We were going to be positive influences on each other. So at that point, I needed to be found. I needed to be carried back into those loving arms of Jesus. So sometimes we're like sheep, and we just get lost, and we've wandered away from the person who is our shepherd. And maybe we wander from God for a couple of reasons. Maybe we don't know that Jesus is our good shepherd in the first place. Maybe you're just out in the desert and you're wandering, and this is the first time you're realizing, I think I need to be found. Maybe we just get distracted. Maybe you started out with great intentions and knowing that you were following Jesus, but there were so many other interesting things that caught your attention along the way. And then you're just out kind of wandering, and you're just kind of walking around. You're like, how long have I been wandering? Like, when was the last time I had my conversation with Jesus? So when we question, that's also something else that can come up. So sometimes we question and we just get confused. And sometimes that confusion can lead us away from our shepherd. But sometimes we can take those questions to him, and we can bring them to him, and that can bring us closer to God. Unless sometimes we just walk away. And we walk away on purpose. Maybe following Jesus was just too difficult. Maybe you just kind of were like no longer interested. Or maybe you had been hurt so bad and you just blamed it on God. So just like sheep are sheep, and you and I are human, God knows that we tend to get lost sometimes. So even though God created hundreds and billions of people, he knows you. He notices you. So when you go missing, God notices, and he sees it. And even though convincing us to come back to God can be difficult sometimes, Jesus never stops searching. You are never insignificant to your shepherd. And when you finally realize that you're lost and you just need a little bit of help, God doesn't yell at us. He doesn't make fun of us. He doesn't reprimand us. He's there waiting with open arms to lovingly carry us back. So just like the shepherd in the parable notices that his missing sheep, he notices you. Jesus notices you. He notices when you're sitting here and you're wondering how far you've wandered and wondering how you're going to get back. He notices you when you feel like no other person in the world notices you or even sees you. And Jesus notices you when you're just still deciding what you even think about God. The fact that he sees you and notices you in the 99 and the 99 billion, he notices you. So these are my hopes for you today. If you're not sure what you think about Jesus, I hope that you're willing to give him a chance. And I hope that you know that your good shepherd loves you more than you could ever imagine. And if you feel lost right now, I hope that you leave today knowing that Jesus wants to be found. He wants to welcome you back into his arms. And if you feel unseen and you feel like no one cares about you, I hope you know that Jesus sees you, he notices you, and he loves you. So when you feel lost, Jesus sees you and Jesus notices you. Let's pray. God, thank you so much for the time that we get to spend together in this building and the opportunity that we have to worship together. God, thank you for seeing me when I'm lost. Thank you for leaving the 99 to come find me. Thank you for seeing me when I don't feel seen by anyone else. You are so good and you are so faithful. We love you and we praise you. Amen.
All right. Thanks a ton, Megan, for starting us out and for reminding us what I needed to hear today, and I think you guys needed to hear as well today. We're going to split off into small groups now, and if you've been watching from home, we love that you're with us even from home, and urge you to join us again next week. We'd love to see you guys soon. Have a great week. The rest of you guys, you're going to see a little chart here on the screen, and that is going to tell you your small group thing. If you haven't been here before, your person in orange near you is going to lead your small group, and you can spin around. Let's try to keep masks on if we can, and we'll keep music low enough to try to hear each other. Yeah, you just have to speak up